Hello, it's Dr. Janet Hall, and I'm a clinical psychologist, author, hypnotherapist, and sex therapist from Melbourne, Australia, where I have my Richmond Hill clinic in psychology and in counselling. And this is my second video on the 50 Shades of Grey phenomenon. Here it is, just in case you've never seen the book. 50 Shades of Grey, of course, is such a huge bestseller now, and I wonder why. I promised that I would talk about what are the positive features and why is it such a runaway success. Actually, it did take some time, for it to become a success because, first of all, it was published by a small um, um, publishing company, the Writers Coffee Shop in Sydney, Australia, and they gave James her first really good opportunity to get it out there. And I was actually on um, oh, Today Show in Australia about August last year, where they asked me, for instance, um, is this book having an effect on the relationships and sex lives of real women? And I've got to tell you, as a sex therapist, that the answer is yes. That there have been so many women who've come into my clinic and their eyes are bright and they're smiling and laughing. And, women are curious creatures. We don't want to be left out. We can be quite competitive and sometimes even bitchy, can't we, women? And so once women realised that there was something that other women were getting a bit of a turn on from, they were determined not to miss out. So that curiosity is partly what's fueled this gotta read it kind of phenomenon. And I talk a lot in my book, Sex Life Solutions, and my audio tapes, 20 on sex, which are available at my shop, www.drjanethall.com, and on Audible, Amazon, about the women who were never actually given permission. Permission is like a magic wand. Their parents, particularly their mother, never sat them down and said, you have permission to be sexually open, vulnerable, and enjoy the pleasure that comes from sex. So those girls that I say are suffering from good girl-itis, hope that's not you or the one that you love, then they're given permission by reading the Shades of Grey books to be sexy and to be hot and to be vulnerable and even to be submissive if they want. I hope that doesn't really become, something that most women want to sign up for. It's great to read about, but in reality, my experience and certainly from my own opinion, I don't want to be spanked. It's good to read about it though, if it does something for you. It's only a fantasy. But isn't it a great fantasy to think that your lover, somebody who's as rich and who's as gorgeous looking and who has gorgeous penis, according to Anna, who tells us so many times, is interested in leading her along the path of submission and domination. To have such a rich and gorgeous man being your master could have a few things going for it. So another thing that is important is that there is a contract that he offers her. Now, when a couple are getting together, it's important that they have the talk about what they expect and what they don't expect, and what they are willing to include in their sexual lives together. And we really recommend that sort of contract, no matter what sort of framework that you want to have. And the other thing is that the 50 Shades of Grey really does build on the Cinderella story. And there's a little girl inside of us all who want the charming prince to come and choose us. And you see, Christian Grey admires Anna and desires her, and he never rejects her or abandons her. In fact, he's not critical. He talks her up, he boosts her ego, and he rescues her time and time again. And what she really doesn't do much for him in terms of what they call the 5 love languages, which is acts of service, one of them. The others, just in case you don't know, she's pretty good at, I guess, positive affirmations, quality time, gifts. Well, he's really good at the gifts, and she's really good at receiving them, just like I would be too if I had a rich boyfriend like that. And one of the other interesting things about the books is that there is this theme of vulnerability in sex. And in true sexual intimacy, it's very um, positive if you can be vulnerable. That's what stops some of my good girlitis girls from experiencing orgasms, heaven forbid. Anna, though, in the books, right from the very first time that she's deflowered, experiences orgasms every time the same way. And I hope to make another video for your interest on orgasms in 50 Shades of Grey. But I think one of the main things about the books are that it is about innocence and purity and waking up and growing up and maturing, and about a relationship that is based on trust. And that's the kind of relationship that I wish for you. If you'd like to explore any of my ideas, please jot me an email, jan@drjanethall.com.au, or you can go to my website, www.drjanethall.com.au. And when I finish my videos, I always like to wish for you the very most wonderful, sensational sex life that you deserve.